everyone. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Shaking the Damn Table.
Episode 5.
Yes, 5 deep. As always, you have myself, Memri, as host, and my two other hosts here,
Amina.
David.
Yes, always. And today we have a very special guest, my own flesh and blood here, my sister, Meagan Williams. You want to tell us a little about yourself, Miss?
Hi, again, I am Meagan Williams, 27-year-old fashion blogger from Birmingham, Alabama, currently living in New York City, and I am happy to share this space with you guys. Thanks for having me.
If you couldn't check the style already.
I mean,
thank you.
Come on.
Big drip.
Right.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here with us,
Absolutely.
Meagan.
Yes.
And let's get on started. Let's jump right on in. We're going to go to Amina with the move of the week.
Yes. So if you guys have been watching us, then you should be prepared for this move. So on Tuesday, which will be the day that this airs, so today, the Black History Trivia Night is at Sleek Sports Bar at 6 p.m. and there will be drink and app specials. Sleek's going to give out prizes, and this is hosted by the Black Graduate Student Association, which was founded on UAB in 1993 out of a need for social and resource support for Black students. So they're very committed to providing that support to all Black, African American, and those of the diaspora graduate and professional students. They meet the first Tuesday of every month at 6 in the LRC. And if you can't make the meetings, you can follow them on social media, engage via email at the BGSA at uab.edu, and they also have a group meeting, so y'all should definitely check that out.
Yes.
And also, the next move, Vibestreet Studios, they have a whole bunch of stuff going on in March, so if you want something to do, like any weekend in March, y'all should definitely go check out what they have. They have a UAB Media Day, which is on March 2nd. Then they have a Vinyasa Yoga, which is on March 9th.
Okay.
They have a financial literacy brunch, which we talked about on the show as well, on March 16th. And a coding fundamentals seminar on March 23rd. And then they're having an art show on March 30th. So the yoga class is $5. The financial literacy brunch is $20. The coding fundamental seminar is $15. And the brunch is higher because they're going to have food like waffles, fruit platter, orange juice, etc., like a whole bunch of stuff. And financial literacy brunch is also like an hour workshop, which is being led by Michael Lewis, who is the owner of Vibestreet Studios. So he's going to start telling everybody about how you could start your own business, how to build credit, answering questions on maintaining financial stability as a young entrepreneur. And it's going to be like small groups, so definitely go to register on their website so you can get a spot in there, because they want to be able to, talk to everybody individually and really get into that. So
That's awesome. Cool, super cool. Okay, and then we got David/Dave over here with the Black Business of the Week. What you got, David?
Hey, well, I had the privilege to go down to one of my favorite, as y'all don't know, I'm a sneakerhead, of course. But I got a chance to go down to the shoe clinic in 5 Points Southside. Shout out to Alvin and Tavares, down there. They're the CEO and co-owners of it. I haven't been there in a little while, and I went in there. He has the place set up dope. They specialize, which they're known for is shoe cleaning and any all services. That I got a bottle of the secret recipe, he calls it. It's like a shoe cleaner he has. Definitely check it out. Probably one of the best ones I've ever used. Yeah, he's dope. And then they cater to a lot of different things. Inside the store, they have a bunch of sneakers you can check out. They have Yeezys, they got Jordans, all that stuff. He gets the exclusive stuff. If he gonna watch this, I'm like, remember, give me 11 and a half. There was no 11 and a half in there. Put me up, man, so I can come back down. But they have sneakers in shop. Got a TV in there. There's a fashion section. He has
That's what's up.
Has a nice it's a nice space. I told him nice space to throw events and stuff too. So definitely but yeah, I'm proud of what he's doing, and he has big things coming. He's working on a lot of stuff, so it's gonna be good for him. But it's Black owned. It's been there at least 5 years. Definitely check him out. That's good. He's a homie, so.
Awesome. That was a good one. I heard a lot about the shoe clinic.
Yeah. It's kind of in the cut, so people kind of. I mean, you can see it. It's on the side if you're driving towards 5 Points. It's on the right, but it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, definitely check him out. He's dope.
Super cool. So So, yes, you're right. We about to get into this Black History trivia.
Yes.
Like
So,
every
are you
week.
guys ready?
Yes.
Ready.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna
Alright.
be good.
Markers.
Comeback season.
Yes. I'm gonna win.
Praying for my
Come on, I'm gonna win.
Wow.
I say that every
Bold
time.
statement.
I think one maybe.
Is the guest gonna win, or are one of us gonna win?
I don't know.
The guest been killing it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, every time the guest
Every
has
time.
won.
Yeah.
Do you have
See.
how many? Do you have 3?
2.
Do we need 2 or 3? Oh wait, no. Here, I said 3. Okay.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. Where was the first sit-in at a segregated lunch dinner?
Excuse me.
Was it A, Jackson, Mississippi? Was it B, Birmingham, Alabama? Was it C, Greensboro, North Carolina? Or was it D, Charleston, South Carolina?
Starting off hard. No
I'm
mercy.
getting y'all prepared. Go out here and win these prizes.
Yeah.
At this-
Oh, at that event.
Yes.
Wait, what are the answers again?
A is Jackson, Mississippi. B is Birmingham, Alabama. C is Greensboro, North Carolina. And D is Charleston, South Carolina.
Man. We just stuck between 2 answers, so
You got the right
so I
one.
was
You
like,
got the right
wow.
one.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
Don't be cheating, man.
Oh.
You ready?
All right. Flip. Nobody got it right.
Did you put B? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
my
know.
favorite.
I did that on purpose to trick y'all.
Oh.
It's Greensboro.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I was
The
deciding.
Greensboro boys.
I was deciding
Oh,
between
yeah,
B and C.
yeah, that is true, yeah.
B and C.
Did you
Those are
say
2
Birmingham
decided.
or Jackson?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, y'all ready for question 2?
Yes.
Clearly.
Okay. At its height, what was the slave population in the U.S.?
Bro, we learned.
A, about 50,000. Not 50, I'm sorry. About 500,000. B, about 4 million. C, about 1 million. Or D, about 2 million.
At the height.
At the height.
Ask the question one more time.
At its height, what was the slave population in the
In
U.S.?
the U.S. Yeah. Okay. That makes the difference.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Do you want the
Yeah. Read the
Yeah,
answers
sure.
one more time.
A, about 500,000. B, about 4 million. C, about 1 million. Or D, about 2 million.
Yep. Yep.
Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And flip.
1 million.
Y'all got it wrong again.
Oh,
4 million?
It was.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to choose the high
I
because I thought it was
didn't wanna-
obvious.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that
think
was a
it's-
good
That
one.
came
I
from
think
a
it's hard.
census in 1860.
Oh, wow.
1860.
So, going back to the reparations thing, y'all
Right.
want to talk about genocide.
Yeah, 4 million. Wow.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
here. Wow, that's crazy.
Y'all ready for the last question?
Yeah.
We all gotta get this one right.
Yeah.
Just for
I'm
the
gonna
culture.
get this one.
For the culture, man. Come on.
All right. An all-white jury acquitted J.W. Millen and Roy Bryant for the murder of whom? Was it A, MLK? Was it B, Medgar Evers? Was it C, Malcolm X? Or D, Emmett Till? I like not answering the question.
That's why the next one
Yeah, it's
you're gonna
different.
answer. You've been tripping. I'm stopping late. I'm tripping. You can find some hard questions. All right.
These are good. These are good though.
These are good. Brain
Just
stimulating.
I've
Brain
learned
stimulating
something.
questions.
Educate. Y'all ready to flip?
Yes.
And go. Y'all both got it right.
Yes.
Look at you too. So it's a tie.
Oh no, I didn't get any right.
Well,
That was me last week. So, it's okay.
You can share with me. We're sisters.
Exactly.
You can share with
Okay,
me.
good.
you go.
Thank you. That's very kind. I dropped my top.
So it was 50-50, but then it's 25-25 over there. But I got to do
Okay, all right.
fractions.
Okay.
you said so. I won.
You're getting it right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Next segment. was good.
All warmed up.
I'm gonna win one day, but it's all right. Okay, so this week I thought that we could talk about education as our main subject. I'm proud to say that you all are very educated individuals, you know, are sitting on this couch with me. You know, you are all very well educated. But as we know, this state that we all come from, Alabama, you know, usually falls behind in education rankings and things like that. So I just happened to look up like one of the latest ones, and this one's from Forbes. It says in 2018, Alabama was ranked 46 in education.
Wow.
Arkansas was 47. 48 was Louisiana. 49 was West Virginia. And 50 was Mississippi.
At least they stay true then.
They stay true, yeah. So I thought this would be a good segue to us talking about, like, what do you think of your own education experiences? Like, do you think that you were taught what you needed to be taught to do the things that you need to do in your adult life?
I mean, like, as far as being an adult, not necessarily. Like, I think we just were taught to be in school. So it was just always like, remember these couple of things or whatever, because it's going to come up again later. And like, that's supposed to review you for college and stuff. And you may or may not take that course to fulfill whatever requirements you might need. I mean, like, it's just not realistic the way school's set up to not be on the track of going towards trades. You know? Because if we're preparing for the real world, you work. But we don't prepare to work, we just prepare to regurgitate, not even learn.
I could see that.
That's an imbalance. Like, that doesn't... How are you... Like, we don't get the practical stuff we're going to need later in life. Like, you know, how to save money, how to understand, like, money in general. You know, like, real estate... Just like stuff like living, stuff that you actually are required to have, you know, the stuff that like really influences like the type of lifestyle you live. Those kind of things we don't really get. We just get like, go to school if you want a good job, and you know, which is true for like some parts, but not always true. Sometimes you can carve your own path, you know, like, but they don't teach you. Sometimes they don't really show a lot of love for the creative aspects. Sometimes when you're younger, like those roots, like it's always like the school route takes the precedence. You know what I'm saying? So. You gotta support or I definitely believe in support like the artistic people, the creative people that aren't always like super trying to like be about, you know, like learn the books and all that stuff. Like, but like they have they're like, you know what I'm saying, they got other aspirations, but sometimes those are overshadowed by, you know, the school structure. Yeah, they can't thrive. That's why you go to like fine art schools. Those are I like what those do for development. So.
Right. I feel like when I was in high school, they had things like home ec and cosmetology school. Y'all remember that? And like, there was another class too. And those, I feel like those trades were good for when the school was founded, which was like the 60s. Right. But like now that we're adults, a lot of things that I feel like high school trained us for is not really a thing. Like, we're creatives. There was not a course on how to be a creative in the 21st century, especially not a black creative. And then I think about college, maybe my economics course didn't teach me for my job that I have now, but the experiences that I gained in college, you know, the friends that I made, the connections that I made, that's what helped me get to the next level. I studied public relations in undergrad, and I can't say that I'm a PR professional, but those skills that I learned in the course that I took helped me in my job now. They helped me be a fashion blogger and helped me just be an overall better person. So I would say my high school courses, maybe not, you know, maybe not in the most. I mean, it helped me learn, I guess, about race relations. But like when I got to college and then so far getting out of college and being in grad school, now that's really what's helped me prepare me to be a better person in the workforce, I would say.
I can see that. One thing I wish I was more encouraged to do, like, especially as you're matriculating, like going through the grade school, like I wish I was encouraged more to like find a path. I feel like after I graduated, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, it took me forever to decide on a major because I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, I've been in grade school half my life, and now I need to be 18 and say what I need to do for the rest of my life. Like, I wish as I was going through the grades, there was more like, well, you know, you can do things like this, you can do things like that outside of just, you know, the cosmetology, which is great. And outside of those types of things, you know, but you could do this, you could do that, you could do this. I feel like I'm 24 and just kind of really kind of getting to know like what I want to do, you know, and I feel like if I had known at 16 what I wanted to do, you know, I could have leveraged that. Yeah, like I could have been probably a lot further than I am now. So I think it's good when schools like encourage the students to go, you know, well, you can go this way, you can go that way. I think that's
even
good.
like with what you're saying of like what you want to do, if you do know what you want to do sometimes in school, whatever, like you were saying of not being able to support like creatives and stuff like that. When you do know what you want to do, but you don't know how to get to that path realistically, it's just like, okay, well, I want to be like on TV or whatever, but it's like, but how do you actually get to be on TV? And like you said, I didn't learn that stuff until college, but it seems so like I was at a disconnect because like, or me and most of the black kids were at a disconnect because we didn't grow up around like theater or anything like that. So it was like all that stuff, they had been doing stuff in high school. That stuff that we didn't like even have offered at some of the schools that we went to or whatever, or just didn't even know were going on. Like, so
I would even say like moving to New York City, a lot of my friends are in education and academia, and these kids have so much exposure to things that we don't have exposure to down here outside of cosmetology. I was talking to my baby cousin the other day, and well, he's not a baby, he's 12. He's not a baby. And he was talking to me about these games that he loves, and I'm like, wow, like if he had more exposure, his parents would know this man can make a lot of money from gaming. There is so much money to be made in gaming, and I didn't know this until I moved to New York City. Like 17, 18, 19-year-olds are making $1 million just playing these games, you know? And I mean, they have master's programs at NYU for gaming. So I mean, we in Alabama, unfortunately, we just don't have exposure to a lot of stuff like that. So that's why I tell, especially my brother and my sister, like if you can, try to get out and explore different things and just see what you like, because I didn't know what I liked truly until I left Alabama, and there's just so much to explore, you know.
Like when you had said that the gaming thing, like there's a gamer called like Ninja, and he's like gamed with, he be online gaming with like Drake, Travis Scott. He's that big, but like he has like he made like 10 million gaming last year. Like, you know, that's like that's when you like you can understand it. I was never like that, you know, great at gaming, like competitive gaming. No, I'm trash. I mean, I would get on and I'll be dead in like a couple minutes. Like, so people that understand that to like a T, like it's crazy. It's a craft.
Games and like a whole storyboard.
They can they know like literally they can play start to finish and know how to win it, like regardless. Like
but it is having that mindset of like being exposed to different avenues and stuff, and not just saying like, oh, don't waste your time doing it, but it's like just focus on the books. Like, but everybody don't work that way.
Encouraging whatever craft you say if they say they're interested in this, you should pay attention to that instead of like, oh, that's not going to make any money. Focus on this school structure, which isn't always best for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like I wouldn't say like, you know, I went to school, but like I still wouldn't say I'm a school person. I don't think school is for me. I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's like, you got a college degree? Yeah, I did it. I'm proud of myself, and you know, like a generational aspect and all this stuff for family. But like, at the end of the day, it's just like I got my education, but I wouldn't say like I still feel like while I was getting my education, my mind was over here, up here, thinking of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for everybody.
I didn't learn much.
And I feel like even in my education experience, I was just taught, you know, get the grade, pass the test, you know, get the A, pass the class. It was, and I never, especially in high school, in the beginning of college, I never was really keeping the information in my mind. I was I passed economics with a B. All right, next class. You know, so
that's it. Though. You never ever will think of this ever again.
Exactly.
And we're kind of going into like my next question for y'all, but it's like, do y'all think college is necessary? Do you think that everybody needs to go to college? Do you think that, you know, some people don't need to go to college? It ain't for everybody.
I don't think that it is, because like the structure of some of like classes or whatever, but if it was more so just like, you know, after you get rid of whatever requirements that aren't like particular to your major, and it was just like more so of like graduate level, no fees and all that stuff or whatever, then like I would say it would probably just be best for people to get that experience before going into the workforce. But other than that, especially because they train you for most of the stuff.
Yeah,
Anyways,
anyway.
like, no.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
I felt like it was low key a waste of my time, but like I learned more stuff about my field, which was good. But I also learned like what I didn't want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I mean, there is like knowledge is power regardless. So like, of course, the access to knowledge like in a higher institution is going to benefit you. But yeah, there's so many politics of college and like business aspects of college, or like just like money making schemes and stuff like that that don't always help advance a college student, because not everybody has the same like carved out path, start to finish. Like mine, this is how my college went.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't man. It came to a point where like I was like, I changed my major like 3 times. So like I started off with this is what I want to do, and then I ended up over here doing something else. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's journey is different, but I don't always think it's necessary for like people who understand what they want to do already. But like you said, it should just be, if you like 2 years of college is really taking core classes you really will never use. So you take that away, you can just go in, like if college is a 2-year thing, you jump into your degree finish kind of thing. I think that would be like better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can start, like I majored in marketing, like I can just start in marketing, graduate in 2 years or 3 years and I'm done.
Right.
That's more appealing
More like
versus
internship kind of like,
Yeah, more appealing than like
I would say my doctor, I'm going to need my doctor to go to college.
Yeah,
my engineer, I'm going to need my end goal is to be a dean of a communication college. I'm going to need to go to college. But I would say a lot of things, and I think even like Google dropped their college requirements. Like you don't have to be a college graduate to work there. But I just think it's different for everybody. I would say my girlfriend, hey man, shout out to Janice. She's a designer. She's a designer, but a lot of the skills that she learned for her current job, she did not learn that in school. She had to go out and learn and Google and just really freelance and learn those skills that she needed for her current job. But I think it's like you said, it's just different for everybody, and everybody's path is different.
I think it's like all kind of what you're saying too, like know what you want to do. Like if I want to be a doctor, go to school. If I want to be an engineer, go to school. But say if I want to be a web developer, there are lots of different paths you can take to be a very good,
just being online.
Exactly, to be a great web developer. So I really feel like it depends on what you want to do, which kind of goes back to encouraging people to try to find out what they want to do so they can go ahead and start doing that. And I think that, I did communications and marketing in college. And did I have to go and get that degree? Sometimes I think not. But then at the same time, when I think about like what I would like to be, when I think about how I want to be, a manager or a CEO and things like that, it wouldn't hurt. But do I need it? Not necessarily. But do I regret doing it? No. No. And I think I'm good. I'm almost done. And so, but I think aside from like your major, like I grew a lot in college. There's a lot of lessons that I learned outside of the classroom. Socially and just maturing, and I appreciate that. Like I appreciate the maturation. Is that a word?
Yeah.
I'm trying to say the
maturing, like
the maturing process.
Yeah, that's right,
I might have just made up a word there, but the maturation. I appreciate it.
Okay.
College word right there.
Right. I was like, okay, matriculation. But I think even you guys meeting each other in college, that's still, a reason to go to college. But I mean, I think that it's different now. There's just so much more exposure to different things. Like I was walking down the street one day, this girl was not even 5 years old. Her dad was like, what do you want to be? She said, a YouTube star. Now, when we were coming up, that was not a thing. We had to go to school. But these new jobs that are created because of social media, you don't have to go to school for those things.
And that's what I was going to say, too. Like, even with some regular jobs and stuff like that, bachelor's degrees, I looked at like nothing.
Right, that's very true.
Yeah, you might as well it'd be entry level. Same thing. Really, a lot of
times. Still be a high school student.
That's true. That's very true.
Like, man, all this dev, and I'm starting off there. Like, the person just came in.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And okay, so let me ask y'all this question too. So, and we kind of got into this a few different episodes, but what classes, if any, do you think need to be added to grade school mainly, but even after that, Or what classes do you think need to be taken out? You know, what class do you think that doesn't really matter to anything?
African American Studies.
Needs to
Boom.
be- Yeah. Yeah.
True.
That's true.
If
That's
you're
true.
gonna teach the other history, the whitewash version, teach the real.
I
the root
agree.
stuff
I didn't.
too,
I didn't
you know?
take my first African American class until college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
See,
didn't.
wow.
I never
That's
really
crazy.
took
Yeah.
one. I just worked at the Civil Rights Institute.
Mm.
If I hadn't worked there, who knows what I
Who
would
knows
know.
what-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
It's a good exposure.
I would say probably a course on taxes.
Yeah.
Because
I feel
I've been
like-
filing taxes and I'm still like, what is going on?
Numbers and letters.
And definitely a class on health insurance because health insurance is
Oh,
a
yeah,
whole
it's a whole
totally
thing.
different ballgame.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are still on your parents, but once I got kicked off my parents, I
Just
was
go
like, what is going on?
I was 26 today.
It's a different taxes and health
Yeah.
insurance. Those are adulty things.
Yeah.
But those, I feel like just basic classes, even in high school, like 12th grade for people who may not know what they want to do or their parents are like, you're 18, figure it out right now. You know, those are two basic classes that will help you throughout your adulthood.
Yeah, I definitely think of financial literacy class or
Yeah.
just like a money class. Like even starting young, like this is how money works, kids, and then you change it like as you grow. It changes to taxes, and then it's just like, but it's just some form of finance every year. Like that's
Right.
like because literally, besides like math problems, you don't get to see numbers for real and like how it work really throughout school. So I mean, I know how you manage your money is everything these
Yeah.
days.
That's very true.
It's the difference for
They should add more college courses in middle school
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
I don't want to hear about college in junior
Yeah.
year when I done
For the
messed
first time,
up
yeah.
and I still don't know what I want. Like
Yeah.
you know, they should
Yeah.
definitely like start getting you on that track.
I could see that.
Then and teaching all that stuff that they should have like taught you freshman year in high
Right.
school because usually counselors in schools nowadays are
Hey.
I don't even know what they do.
Yeah,
to
I
be
know
honest.
they do.
Yeah, they're there to get a check for the most part. They're not as invested as they should
yeah.
It's
be.
like I need to go be a counselor at
Yeah.
school because
Maybe chill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
maybe chill.
I was trying to like think of a class when I was typing these questions, like what would I take out? And I was scared to say that I would take anything out because I feel like it's like, well, if you take that out, then it's just falling dominoes. But I was like, I was just trying to think of one thing that might have just didn't go. But I could
Like
think
an
of nothing.
unnecessary class?
Yeah, just a completely unnecessary.
I would say pre-calculus, calculus.
Oh, stuff like okay, yeah, stuff like that. That's true. All that upper math,
Geometry.
yeah, geometry.
Or
That's
calculus
true.
hurt my feelings. Like
Yeah.
in college, I took it in college, never again.
That's true.
I think I would definitely like to see more of what college is in high school. Like,
Yeah.
do
I
your
can do
requirements or whatever. Get the basics
Yes.
and everything that you didn't. Because
Right.
they just reteach elementary and middle school anyway.
Right,
So
yeah,
just do the
true.
basics again. And then if you find a trade or not, you can just do like
Right.
the undecided track kind of thing
Mhm.
and just dabble. But
That's
like, I just don't see the
The-
point of
Yeah.
constantly going to the same classes we took or just taking higher levels
Right.
and stuff that I know I'm not going to
Right.
Don't
And
fail
then-
me on purpose.
Yeah, and then the whole structure just be off. Like even the higher level classes, sometimes they're just a higher level of the same thing you've been
Yeah.
learning. Like it ain't really you saying this is a higher level, but you're just going deeper into the same topic like
Right.
the other classes. So it's the same information, just a different perspective of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So a lot of you're basically wasting a lot of time learning stuff you're never going to use. I took anthropology in college, like the study of rocks and all that.
Yeah.
I
All
don't figure out
that.
what it was, but
Okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all one more question. So, if you could change like anything about your education so far, would you change anything? Would you change the high school you went to? I don't know if I'm a person that like lives without regrets, but I don't know if I would want to change anything.
Just because of like experience,
Yeah,
with
just-
people and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
Do you
I
mean in the whole sense or just education wise?
well, let's say in the whole sense, mainly
Yeah.
education wise, but anything else.
Probably not in the whole, but if it was like education, I probably would have. Because it wasn't my first choice to go there anyway, so.
I can see that.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. Change anything about my education?
Yes. I think I'm okay with. Because I mean, you know, like when you're in grade school, like you don't really choose where you go to school. You know, you kind of just go where you go. Yeah. So it's like.
Just gotta hope you get lucky.
Especially with high school, like going to Gardendale. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing about Gardendale.
Oh, I could say it for you. I went to Gardendale sometimes too.
Homewood.
You know, I just think that I just had to have those experiences. You know,
Right.
I really do.
Oh yeah, it definitely showed me a whole other side of life.
Yes,
That's so true.
yes. So
Especially Fultondale.
yeah, I bet. Yes.
There was some good and the bad, you know.
It was
Like,
good.
I mean, like you said, I'm definitely a what if person. I'll be like, man, if I could change, I could change. I'll be like, but stop worrying about it. You can't.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. But I mean, I went to Homewood middle and high school. And, you know, Homewood's not a bad area. It was definitely good school and good education. You know, semi-diverse. Not really. You know how it is. It's like a sprinkle of us.
Yeah.
So you know, I wouldn't change the schooling per se, but just like I said, with the structure of schooling is what I don't like. Just how they don't focus on the right things at all times and through it and stuff like that. But
Well, sometimes I think about what if I went to a different college.
I think about that too.
all the
Because
time.
I only applied to one school. I didn't want to go to college. Like I said, it was a requirement. So I only applied to one school, UAB. And I was like, well, if I don't get in,
I ain't going. That's God telling me I ain't
I
going.
got in. So,
Well,
but, you know, I thought about like going to an HBCU or just some place that catered more to black theater or black, you know, in that field, like film or theater.
Yeah.
Right.
oh yeah. Like specifically for that, because
Yeah.
that's true. How would you?
I probably would have did film than theater.
I can see that.
How would you rate UAB's like their theater, their program for you? Like, did it satisfy? He's like,
In a sense of like gaining what the professional world is like and how to work as like a actor, director, and all that kind of stuff in theater and everything, and just like I don't know. I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
Because like for me as a black woman, no. But other than that, like there's been people, you know, who've tried to like in the department who tried to like know my interests and stuff like that, who tried to like get to that, but
Yeah.
of course it's a disconnect. So I don't think that it catered much to me in that sense. But other than that, just like going out and knowing what to expect from people, it gave me a real sense of what to expect from.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
important. Yeah, that's
You know,
definitely important.
That's good. Yeah.
It's always good, and you can take good and bad. Like, there's always something good you
Yeah.
can take from any
I
experience.
don't want to
so.
bash nobody because I don't know who watched this.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Right. It's like, yeah, what do you think about it? So I graduated. I'm good.
Right.
So,
Well, good. Yes, I think we all gave some really good points about education. And just the moral of the story is your education is yours, okay?
that's the one thing they can't take from
That's
you.
the
They
one
can't
thing
say
they can't
knowledge is
take.
power.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, we have our wonderful guest. Don't forget, Miss Meagan. Shout out your Instagram and
Oh
stuff.
gosh,
Yeah.
So feel
Follow
free
me.
to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Eclectic Meagan. I'm sure it'll be somewhere in this area, but definitely follow me. I do follow back, and hopefully I can share some good fashion tips with you guys. Thank you so much again for having me.
Thank you for
Yes.
coming. Yes. And y'all say bye to my host over here.
bye.
Yes.
Y'all have a good week. Black History Month's about to end, so
Yes.
Right.
hope y'all went out and impacted and studied up and learned more about our history. Yeah.
Right. Support black businesses 365.
Yes. Awesome.
Shoot clinic.